All right, guys, this is part 2 of your cell poster instructions, cell poster part 2. You should have already gotten your functions for your organelles in your last video. If you didn't, you can just pause it now and get them. So in this one, we're going to do a couple of things. We are going to, first of all, assign who is doing what. So you're going to get 4 to be in charge of, and your partner's going to be in charge of 4. So the first step is to write, both of you have to write on your paper who is doing what. You can just do this with initials. So I will warn you that whoever is doing nucleus also has to do chromosomes because they're so closely related. So when you do your initials, you're just putting the initials down of who's doing which one. So by the time you're done, you should have 4 and your partner should have 4. The next step is to decide what your cell is going to be. We were doing cell school. We've also done cell city. So both of those are out. You cannot do cell school. You cannot do cell city. If you would like some ideas, these are you can do places that you've gone to visit on vacation, maybe places that require a ticket to go see, like a stadium of some kind, or if you go to a concert or a restaurant. It could be something like a plane, as long as it's big enough to have 8 different parts that do these things. So think of a place that you have visited that has those things. If you would like some ideas, you can pause it. I'm going to put these ideas. These are all possibilities. Just look through. If you don't like this, you could pick something else. These are just some of the things we brainstormed in class. Pause it here and pick one or find something different. Okay? Once you've made a decision, you are then going to be writing down what your comparisons are, your analogy for each organelle. So for example, if mine was school, if you remember correctly, our nucleus was the front office because the front office is the command center. Okay? So you're going to go through each one and make a decision. What is the best comparison in my cell, whatever I picked as my cell, that does the same job as the organelles that I picked? Now remember, you're in charge of 4 and your partner's in charge of 4, but I still want you to write each answer. So you're going to talk to your partner, mainly because you don't want to have matching organelles by accident, or matching comparisons. For example, just recently I had one student that had chosen a refrigerator as a chromosome, and their partner also had refrigerator as their vacuole. Well, you can't use the refrigerator for both, so they had to discuss where refrigerator made the most sense for them. Okay? So once you finish, you can pause here until you've done your comparisons. And then once you've done your comparisons, your next job is to do your rough draft. So I'm looking through right now because I thought I had my rough draft. There it is. So now you're going to do, I'm going to show you the checklist that you have. You should have gotten another piece of paper by your teacher that looks like this. If you don't have one, make sure you get one. And you're putting your name and your partner's name, and you're basically just checking off. So far you've picked a cell analogy, which was this right here. You've decided who's going to have which organelles, and you have completed your analogies for each organelle, which is this part right here. Okay? I don't know if you want to, I don't know if your teacher is going to have sign off on each of these. You can ask your teacher um, what they want, if they want to check off each of these or not. But I'm on to the next main category, which is complete your index card rough draft, which is actually on the back of this paper. Okay, so I'm going to explain how this is set up. Okay, I'm going to use highlighters to help you figure out what information goes where. So these are going to be rough drafts of what your 4 cards would look like on your poster. This would be the front side. This would be the back side. Notice this is set up the way a proper analogy is written. Okay. So first, let's do your cell analogy. So that's whatever you wrote here. Now please keep in mind, whatever you wrote here, you are putting down, you are not writing the word cell in front of it. For example, I wouldn't put cell school, I would just put school. Okay? So whatever you wrote here, I need you to write on all 4 of your index cards right here. Okay, pause it if you need to. But whatever's here, you're writing here, 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 and here. Step number 2. Your 4 organelles that you were assigned. Okay? Whatever you decided on for your 4 organelles, the names of the organelles. I don't know which 4 you have, but whichever 4 you have, you are going to write each of them 1 per card. So you're going to write 1 organelle here, 1 organelle here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay, so the names of your organelles will go here, 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 and here, whichever ones you're in charge of. And the last spot on your front of your cards, this spot right here, this is what you're comparing your organelle to. So it's whatever you wrote here. Okay? So whatever you wrote here is going to go here for the correct organelle. For example, if this was my nucleus, I'd write nucleus here, and then whatever I wrote here for nucleus would go here. On the back of the card where it says function, well, that's exactly what it sounds like. What did I not use yet? Pink? Yeah. I'm going to write it here. Your functions are right here. Write them exactly as we wrote them on the paper. Okay? Your function's going to go here. And then make sure you are putting your name, first and last name, in this spot here. Okay. So I'll put these side by side so you can pause it and get this done accordingly. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. All right, that's probably about the best I can do as far as getting them all together. Okay, if there's any questions, ask your teacher. This is the end of part 2.